live.
Again.
We were live just a minute ago. Now we're back. In case you didn't get enough of us the first time.
Just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. All right. Got my... Did you just meow?
Meow.
Meow. Meow.
Meow. I don't know why we're cats, guys. Don't ask.
I wish the wee land bat was down here. Oh well.
Okay.
And I just can't seem to get enough of you. I don't know what's happening.
When do we ever know what's happening?
Never. Almost. Almost never.
Almost never. Do we want to start recording? Or do you want to give it a few minutes for people to trickle in?
Nah.
Some smart people, most of them are probably already here. So
Yay.
let me know when everyone's ready. We'll hit record.
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. And we're clapping. 3, 2, 1. Beautifulness.
Beautifness?
Yep,
Beautiful.
that's what the lady said.
Listen.
She ain't no lady.
Well, that's what that bitch said.
Accurate. 100%
Yeah,
accurate. God damn it. I keep hitting the wrong buttons.
Buttons.
Buttons. Who's got the buttons?
Buttons.
Loosen up my buttons, babe.
Uh-huh. I mean, in a way, we are kind of a Pussycat Dolls, only with D&D.
No.
A little bit.
Disagree.
No. You're wrong, ma'am.
Agree to disagree.
I just don't ever want to be compared to Nicole Scherzinger. Sorry.
Well, sure, Scherzinger. Like, who
Scherzinger.
would want to be compared to her?
Scherzinger.
She's Scherzinger.
Scherzinger.
She is kind of close to perfection.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Let us begin at the not beginning, but we will begin at the beginning of the podcast. Amanda, why don't you do that?
Okay. Hello and welcome to episode 95 of the Dork Pridecast. My name is Amanda.
I'm Blythe.
And I'm Rissy. We make up a comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, and this is our podcast part 2. This time it's personal, which is also funny, depending on how much you like poop jokes and dick jokes, or if you are drunk, which alas, I still am not, but is probably for the best, considering the drinkenings that happened on Saturday night.
Indeed.
But we're not there.
You left.
When
You
last
left.
you
left
left
us.
the Damsels,
Things were left in places.
we
Probably
were...
butts.
Last time on the Damsels of Dorkington podcast.
That's what I was going for.
When last we left the Damsels, we were winning games of game show host.
Yes.
And we were getting ready for our concert.
At GenCon, in case anybody's lost.
Right, yes.
Oh, yeah. So this is part 2 of our weekend at GenCon. And we are starting on Friday night. We did a concert for the first time in God knows how many years. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, what?
So wait, you don't want to talk about this concert or that
How
concert?
long it's been since...
Oh, yeah, okay. Because I'm like, well, then if you didn't want to talk about this concert, then we could have just skipped it.
Then what are we even doing here?
Yeah. GenCon was great. We don't want to talk about it.
We don't want to talk about it. The end.
The end.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Thanks. I hate it.
So the concert was...
Oh, Josh points out that we should share part 2 on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
If people weren't watching the first part, they aren't going to want to watch. It's fine.
But I mean, there might be people who showed up late.
We've already started the recording and the podcast officially, like, they'll figure it out. And if they don't figure it out,
then they don't, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's okay. So, the concert started with a beautifully choreographed number of a little song you might have heard of. It's called Little Shop of Horrors.
Horrors. Our parody version, of course, is Little Shop of Whores.
Obviously, because what else would you parody in that song?
Yeah, it is filthy. My God, like when listening to the recordings of it that Blythe had made for us to rehearse, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm a filth monster. Because I hadn't thought about that song in a long fucking time.
Well, surprising literally no one. Yeah, we haven't done this song. Gosh, did we ever do This Is the Damsels, actually?
I don't think we did, actually. I think we did the Skank's Lament instead, which means that
we have done that, but
this was the first time this song has been performed since Blythe and I were trapped in an Oklahoma Renaissance Festival and did it as part of their smoker show because we hated everything and we were like, we wanted some relief from being family friendly.
Indeed.
And stuck in a group with assholes. So, yeah, that means it's been 10 years.
Yeah, it's 8 years. It was 2010.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right.
But it's been a while. So this song is filthy, and we decided to lead with it.
Yeah.
Simply because, like, it was kind of like one of those, let's put it all out on the table, and if anybody's offended by it, yeah, exactly. And if anybody's offended by this, they don't have to watch the rest of the show. No problem. They know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
Well,
we thought it'd be a good way to start the show also just because it is so highly choreographed and it would be a fun...
Right, yeah, it's fun, it's super upbeat and peppy and just, yeah.
So I had already kind of choreographed it based on Little Shop of Horrors' original choreography in the past, in our old life, in our old Renfest group.
In the before times, in the long ago.
In the before times, long ago. So I kind of simplified what I'd already done since we couldn't practice together. But what I did change was the ending, which I made really, really filthy. And I will regret it for the rest of my life.
If you haven't seen the picture that was posted, that will give you an idea, sort of the way the show is meant to end.
Yeah, on Wednesday, Blythe and Amanda are like, all right, Rissy, so this is what we're going to do for the end of Little Shop of Horrors. And I'm like, oh, okay, so basically I'm just going to crouch down, kind of roll over, and lay on my back with my legs spread eagled in the air.
Exactly.
Like, I can do that. And then meanwhile, Blythe is going to get wheelbarrowed by Amanda, and she has her head basically directly in my crotch.
Yes. So...
And we practiced it, and it was going to work fine, right? Like, this was not too complex, even for someone as kind of flaily and uncoordinated as I am. Like, we ran through it a couple of times, and it was just fine.
It was beautiful. Rissy, just, her part is simple. She gets into place, and then Amanda and I do the heavy lifting. Well, Amanda does the heavy lifting. I get lifted, which is apparently my role in this group now, P.S.
Yeah, it's to get lifted.
I mean, as the littlest one, you are, and the one who can, like, dance and shit. Yeah. Like, obviously, that's...
The littlest damsel.
So, I made this absolutely filthy ending where Rissy is spread eagle and my face is sort of in her crotch, while it looks like Amanda has my legs up and is plowing me from behind. So it's just supposed to look filthy. And it certainly does, but then Rissy had to one-up everything and make it that much more filthy.
So we're going through this, and Blythe, can I Facebook message you real quick about something? I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
Oh no. Message me. I guess.
Okay.
All right. We'll try and talk in the meantime.
Amanda, you have to stall. You have to talk about something else that happened during the concert.
Or about Little Shop of Horrors specifically.
Okay.
It went well.
So for all of the choreography that we did in the concert, Blythe made like teaching videos for us to follow along with. So that was all the practice that we got, was us watching her videos and trying to do them by ourselves. And part of that we can, but the rest of there's some stuff that you just can't practice without other people there. So
yeah.
Well, we did plenty of practicing, thank God.
We did, yes.
But you know what we couldn't practice for?
What happened next? Okay, so I need to preface this, having now gotten permission from Blythe. Before the show starts, we are running around like crazy people trying to get everything in place. And Blythe says to me in a minute, she's like, "You guys, I am farting. I'm having farts."
They weren't just any farts, though. I had to specify because I had these really, really bad farts, like horrible egg farts, is how I typically refer to them. It smells like rotten eggs. Every once in a while, there's something that I eat, and my body smells like it's dying. It smells like death. And the other bad part, the reason I was telling them that I was having these farts was because, God, we're so classy. Because we... because I was at that point where, like, for some reason I was trying to hold the farts in and they were sneaking out anyway. And so it would be just a little bit, but it would smell like so much death that it would like go everywhere immediately. And I wanted everyone to know, like, if you get hit in the face with a horrible, horrible stench, I'm really sorry. It's my fault. And I'm doing my best to keep these things in, but they're sneaking out anyway.
And so it was with this in mind that we go into the numbers. So we're all prepared for Blythe to be the one ripping ass. But instead what happens is I'm on my back. Blythe gets into the wheelbarrow position, and then suddenly I have like 0.001 seconds of realization that there's a disturbance in the force, and then I just like a fart just pops right the fuck out of my ass directly into Blythe's open mouth, as I later learned, because I wasn't even looking at her directly.
There's no way you could. Your skirt was up, and
I couldn't actually see her, but for a second, and then my brain goes like, maybe that didn't happen. maybe you just.
She didn't notice.
Yeah. Maybe she didn't notice. Maybe it was teeny tiny and didn't actually like sound like anything or smell bad. Because Blythe is the one who's supposed to be farting during the show, not me. Oh, sweet Jesus, help me.
And for the record, I don't know if it was adrenaline or what, but I stopped farting. I didn't fart once during that fucking thing. But I went straight to the face.
Yeah, I farted directly into Blythe's face, into her open
It's
mouth.
about at this point that, like, because I have no idea that has happened. I'm far enough away. Like, it's the end of the song. People are clapping. I don't hear it. But Blythe starts trying to pull her feet out of my arms, and it's like, that's not, like, let me put you down. Like, please don't make me drop you. Like, why are you so just
squirmy,
determined to get
escape.
down? I'm like, all right. And I put her feet down, and she pops up very quickly.
Yeah, she pops up, and I was able to look directly up, and I saw the look on her face, and it's like, no, it was all real. None of it was a lie. It's real. The Force, the Jedi, my fart, all of it.
Well, the second
I was just mouthing like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing, is the second I could get my face out of that position, I look at Rissy, and she's just mouthing I'm sorry at me.
Because there was no holding it in, right?
Obviously.
I mean, yeah.
So
if I'd had some time to prepare, if it was one of those farts that's like been trying to come out for 30 solid seconds, I might have had a chance. But in that position, particularly, there wasn't really much I could have done. That didn't mean I wasn't still sorry for farting in your face, and that I don't think it's hilarious.
Oh gosh.
And at this point, I still have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Was it Rissy who just announced it to the, like, I
did.
just farted on her?
Well, I got to my feet, and I just had to say, because by that time I was starting to lose cohesion and just dissolved into giggles.
I think I had like gone away and was just like bent over with my hands on my knees, like, oh my God, what just happened? Like, I was a little in shock.
Yeah, me too.
But I didn't want to be the one to announce it.
Right.
It wasn't me. Like, even though we make a lot of fart jokes and we're pretty open on this podcast, there are things that like maybe we don't want to talk about every once in a while. And so, you know, that's Rissy's thing. So she gets to decide whether she's going to tell our entire audience that she just farted in my face or not.
She decided to tell the entire audience.
I did. Well, I had to because there was no way I could stop. I couldn't stop laughing after that point. I felt terrible, but at the same time, it was just the look on your face was just so like so utterly dismayed. So yeah, I announced it to the audience. I just said I farted in Blythe's face, and like shortly thereafter, I had fucking tears streaming down.
There's a great shot of Blythe that Josh took where she's just like got her head down and is clearly just laughing. That's very cute. That's from right after.
I guess I was just grateful that Rissy didn't have my horrible egg farts.
Right.
Yeah.
So my thought at that point in time was, well, I just had someone fart in my face for probably the first time in my entire life. But on the plus side, it wasn't me farting in my face because So, I mean, I guess I found that silver lining quickly enough to be not that bothered. Thank God. But
yeah, what I loved is apparently afterwards people asking if it was scripted or not.
Yeah, we're like, no, that happened. We were not pretending that happened. That actually happened.
I mean, because the thing is, if we were going to pretend, we would have rigged up a sound effect or something, right?
That's true. That is true.
It would have been like a big, like, horrible fart, like the one I made for the Star Wars show, like when George Lucas is having shits and giggles and I make the giant fart sound for him. It wouldn't have just been something that, you know, we would have played it up rather than having to confess it afterwards.
Yeah, 100%. But I love that people think
that we should act that well. Maybe.
Right, that's how awesome we are.
Thank you. You don't know the compliment you're giving us.
Jesus.
Josh in the chat says, "You know how I can tell you guys are friends? You still love each other after a fart blast point blank to the face."
I mentioned, I was like, I can't believe Blythe has not killed me in my sleep. And she was like, you know what? I'll do a lot for comedy. And people thought it was funny. I'm like, well, thank God for that. Because I would have murdered me.
You know, it could be worse. No one was harmed in the making of this face shot fart.
I was told by friends that was their highlight of the con. Like, by far their favorite moment out of anything.
Oh, gosh.
Great way to start the show.
It was. Yeah, that was our opening number, guys.
Yeah, that was the very first thing we did on stage. Oh, God. I still am just like, whoa, that happened. Like, I mean, we've had some crazy ass shit happen during shows, but that is a first.
Yeah, I can't think of anything even on that same level, honestly.
Yeah. Not even remotely like they can compare.
Nope. Anyway, so the rest of the show went very well comparatively.
I think it kind of like loosened us up, and it's like, well, after that, right? What? Anything else that goes wrong?
We had a really great time with some audience volunteers who were fucking killer.
Yeah. Oh, God. I wanted to say, like, a big just thank you to all of our onstage volunteers in this podcast. Like, everyone was so fucking great, start to finish.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not it was our dancers during I Kissed a Nerd, who were amazeballs.
So amazing.
Our Lancel Lannister during Hamilthrones.
Yeah. We got really lucky with the people who we asked to do things in our shows.
Our X-Wings and our Y-Wings in Star Wars, they were all great. Like, of course, obviously, Elvis reprising his role as the power bottom half of Supreme Leader Toke, our demon god George Lucas. Yeah, the Kraken. Like, yeah, it was great. Everybody
like there were several people that we give lines to, and that's always a gamble when you're handing a line to someone in your audience. You don't know if they're going to speak it, if they're just going to whisper it, or if which it's always a one quick line. So if it's not good, it's fine. But every single person we handed a line to and said, "Please read this," they all fucking killed it. Nikki was our Gilly. She was amazing.
Hi, Gilly, and this is my baby.
Yeah, it was so fucking great.
Our Hodor was great.
Yeah, Hodor was amazing.
I didn't even tell him to say Hodor.
And he just knew. I know. I had because I actually had a thing that just said Hodor a few times on it. But I hadn't even had time to like get it out there to him. It's just like, oh no, he's got this. He knows when to.
Yeah, he was doing like hilarious eyebrow waggles, like when he was on stage. I didn't know that he didn't have the card. That is so fucking funny. Oh, our Luke Skywalker.
Oh my god, yes.
In the Star Wars show was so good. That's the first time that line has ever actually been said during a Star Wars show. That is the first time that joke has ever actually been done.
Yeah, it was amazing. We just got so fucking lucky.
Yeah. I think our new sound system also helps a lot because like now they can just speak into our microphones, which are very sturdy.
Although there were a couple times where I was about to offer them the microphone and they were like, "Nah, I got this.
I got this, bro," and just like busted out with this amazing projection, especially Lancel.
With our Lancel.
Yeah, Lancel
Lannister was a
was
room of over 250 people, and every one of them heard him say his line.
Yeah, he was great.
And then he like held for the sword fight at the right time. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Sorry, I just wanted to issue like in case we forget it at the end of the show or something. I just wanted to issue a blanket. Just thank you to all of our audience volunteers. You guys were all amazing. So good.
Yep. So the rest of the concert was I mean, it couldn't hold a candle to us like literally farting in each other's faces, obviously, but it was still pretty good. Sarah Donner came and played for us.
She did. It was great.
It was great.
So that was nice to have like actual talent on the stage. And then we did a couple brand new parodies, a couple we did at least one brand new original song.
Yeah, that's the Urban Dictionary Blues.
The Urban Dictionary Blues, which went amazingly. We got to do every Ren Fair song again, which we haven't done in a long time.
Yeah.
So that
ended up being our show ender.
Which was a great way to go out.
Yeah, it's true. All the audience participation. And people were really great about that.
Yes. So, yeah, we had a great time, and it was fun to just be doing music and to like unveil some shit that we've had in the works for a long time,
and have just not been able to.
Yeah, exactly. Or we've had it on ice for a long time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I have a gigantic backlog. Wink. Of parodies, mostly of just stuff that we've never been able to do, and there are still some sitting in the hopper for next year. So yeah, I've got just shit tons of songs, and it was great to like finally let some of them see the light of day.
Yep. So, if you came to that show, we appreciate it because we know it is a little bit out of our norm. But you guys were on fucking board, and we appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a blast. That was a really fun show.
Friday, after the concert.
After the party, it's the after party.
After the party is the hotel lobby. We had our very private patron party. Very exclusive.
Yes.
Very fancy. We put on fancy dresses. It was a fucking amazing. We walked in that place. Here's the thing. We are so lucky to have the patrons that we have.
Yes, we are.
For the last 3 years,
Mhm.
these patron parties have been hosted by a different patron. And every fucking time, they make our job so easy on us. We don't have to plan anything. Like, we barely have to do jack shit. This year, we walked into the party and there was this amazing spread of food in the room. And there was another amazing spread of alcohol out on the balcony.
Thank God.
There were like old school fucking video games kicking it over here on the TV.
Emulator, which I was like, whoa.
Like old school, you guys. And it was just like, holy shit. And I didn't have to lift a goddamn finger to make that happen, which I just, like, I know you guys know how busy we are at GenCon, but we feel like we're chickens with our heads cut off the entire weekend. We barely get to sleep. This year we barely drank. Well, Rissy got crunk, but
but only on Saturday night.
Right. But yeah, it's just so crazy. And so to be able to have that like off our plate and to just trust like they got this and we don't have to worry about it, it changes our entire Gen Con for the better. And all we have to do is show up and make sure people are entertained. And we so fucking appreciate that. So that was the party. We had quite a few people, quite a few patrons showing up. It was amazing.
We had some special musical guests.
We did.
It was Sarah Donner was there at the party, along with Michael. And so Sarah played a song or two, and then she and I fumbled very drunkenly through some musical theater things.
Did I tell you Sarah Donner got drunk and booped my snoot?
Her booped your snoot?
She booped my snoot.
That's really sweet. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's very cute.
It was wonderful. I'm like, Sarah Donner booped my snoot. I made it.
That's how you know you've made it.
Right? When Sarah Donner boops your snoot.
Indeed. After that, well, Sean started, before that, Zachary Drake decided to pick up a guitar and sing a few ditties. And we were all quite shocked.
Yeah, he was really good.
It was like, holy shit, where did that come from?
Well, we've been talking about how much we fucking love Gordon Lightfoot.
I mean, obviously. What else would you talk about at a Patreon party?
Well, because that came up because we're discussing, like, Canadian musicians, I think.
Like, did that come up because you were discussing, like, Alpha Flight or some shit?
I mean, probably. There's a lot I don't remember. Oh, God, if only Gordon Lightfoot could be posthumously made a member of Alpha Flight. This needs to happen.
Sounds horrifying.
Gordon Lightfoot, yeah. Oh, wow. So good.
Did we already say Mikey Mason?
Nope.
No. I was going to say that Sean grabbed a guitar.
Yes.
For a little while before Mikey got there. And then I had to, like, sweet talk him into not playing so that Mikey, the person we had asked to come and play, could play. So that was fun. Mikey played a few songs, and then he and Sean kind of noodled around with some songs as well, which was very fun. And that was mostly it on the musical guests until the end when Sean had his breakout solo career.
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom, you guys.
I admit I may have encouraged him. Because he and Mikey Mason sang a Counting Crows song that was really great. But then I was just like, hey, Sean, maybe next year can you do Y Counting Crows song instead of X one? And he was like, oh, yeah, sure. And then he's like, I can figure it out right now. And I'm like, well, you don't have to do it. He's like, no, I'm going to do it.
That's how he works.
Yep, it was great.
You're an asshole.
I
am. So that... Yeah, but the party was really great. We had wine. made by our own goddamn patrons.
It was so good. That fucking what was it was the non-grape wine that was delicious. I loved that.
Oh gosh,
cherry. It was the black cherry wine. That was delicious.
And then Rich made some, I can't remember what he called it, like did he call it gamer fuel, or am I making that up?
Gamer juice or gamer something juice like that?
Yeah, something
I think that's a different thing entirely.
Yeah, that's fair. It was
vodka and like limeade and
Monster energy drink.
Yes.
Dangerous.
Very dangerous. But weirdly good. I mean, limeade, that's where my downfall was. It was limeade.
Yeah, that shit was delicious. Oh, Marion is saying it was his that the party is one of his best ever GenCon memories. So heart.
Well, I'm glad that we can throw a nice little party that people seem to enjoy. Yeah, it's really fun. So yeah, we had a really good time. Amanda got super fancy. Yeah. And then she got
looking like somebody from Blade Runner. It was fucking awesome.
And then she got super drizzunk and was sucking wine out of a bag with Sarah and Michael. Like the classy bitch she looked like.
I forgot that happened.
Definitely. Oh man, it was pretty amazing. And yes, we almost got security called on us, largely I think because of Sean's bathroom concert.
Bathroom concert 2018.
But everybody showed up right after we had all left, so everybody
looked around and then was like, "Oh,
now you good?
Thanks."
Yep.
Clearly, you kids are up to plenty of good instead of up to no good. Assalam.
No one's making trouble in this neighborhood. So that was a good fucking time. And that was Friday.
Yes. So
we
Saturday
did get down on Friday.
Saturday. Fuck you guys. I don't even remember. Saturday is such a fucking blur right up until the show.
Yeah. Actually, it's the exact same for me. Let's see. I don't think anything really like big happened. It's just the knowledge that the show, like we had, however, several people come up and express interest in going to Hamilthrones, but the show was sold out. And so we were telling people, like based on previous experiences, like, hey, just show up with some generic tickets, and all will
We've
be
never
well.
turned anybody away.
Yeah,
you'll get in.
So that's be careful with that next year.
Yeah, luckily that did stand, but only because we were able to find a few extra chairs. But we did get everybody in who wanted to come in.
So Hamilthrones, I don't know if it's popular because it's our Saturday show, which is just historically we have more people there, or if it's because people see Game of Thrones and Hamilton and go, what the fuck is this? I have to go see.
I think it's a combination of both factors.
I think you're probably right.
Anytime somebody came by the booth and we mentioned those two things together, they're like, I want to go to there.
I need to see this now.
Yes.
For sure. So it was amazing. Unfortunately, this was the one show where we did not have setup or teardown time.
Yeah.
No, all the other ones we had an hour before and an hour afterwards, and this one there was stuff right before and after us.
So we knew it was going to be a little tight, but Hamilthrones is built to be a little shorter so that we can have a little wiggle room. So we were like, okay, well, it's fine. We've built a show. We've built the show for this reason. So we've got that space to play with. We'll be okay. So we kind of did some pre-setup before the show. We ran things in. We got started a little bit late because we have audio equipment that has to be set up and props that have to be laid out, and we have to do sound check and the whole thing. So, but we got in, and we probably started 10, maybe 15 minutes late.
I don't think it was even that much. I think it was more like 5 because the group before us did get done a little bit early.
Yeah.
So we were able to get in and sound check. And since a lot of it was set up, we just had to move it to the stage.
Yeah.
Because Sean had gone in and done a bunch of stuff beforehand.
I think it was about 7 to 10 minutes. But also because people just kept coming in, and I had to stay backstage and stay hidden.
For you were already dressed.
Yes, I was. But yeah, I would just see like in the corners, like of, where I could look out, just more people coming in. And I'm like, is there an end to the people? Like, because there's more and more and more of them coming in.
I stood at the door trying to get out for a little while, and they just kept coming. And I was like, okay, surely they're at the end of the line. I finally had to go out another door because they never stopped coming.
Oh, crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Ultimately, what happened was we had exactly as many butts as seats. It was...
When we pulled... Yeah, because we pulled chairs that were kind of up at the front for other stuff. And we're like, well, it's a chair. We can put a butt in it. So we did.
Sometimes just a butt.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they were attached to the rest of a body.
Yeah. Mostly.
Sometimes.
Usually.
But we got the job done. We got the show started. We were moving. Here was the problem, though. The audience was in from the word go.
Yes. Yes, they were.
I know it doesn't sound like a problem. And believe me, it is not.
It's a good problem to have.
It's a real good problem to have. But they were laughing so hard and so often that our show, which has built-in wiggle room, got fucked real quick.
Suddenly didn't
ate up all that wiggle room.
Right. When you have to slow things down to let people laugh, you're not going to speak over them while they're laughing. Yeah. So we got to about 20 till, and we're like, oh, we are not even halfway through.
Yeah. It became apparent about halfway through that we were going to have to push it. So I started trying to speed everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
When we had about 10 minutes to go, I realized we were not going to make it. And I had to do something drastic. The show was going really well, though. That's the thing. I want to be very clear here. It was going better than I think we have ever had a show go.
I mean, also there were plenty of technical glitches. Like, I think my microphone wasn't turned on when I first came out.
Yeah.
But that was corrected. You had the thing with your mustache, but it was hilarious, right?
Right. So despite flaws, despite issues, everybody was on board. It was amazing. We were like, it was just a really amazing experience. I don't know that we've been on that level with the audience before. And it was fucking... I can't think of any other word than transcendent. I know that's cheesy. Sorry. Gonna say it anyway.
No, it was great. It was really fucking great.
So, all right. So we get here. And I realize, fuck, we have like 3 more pages of dialogue left, plus a song. This isn't going to happen. So I scoop up my script. And I'd been trying to cut things backstage. It wasn't enough. So I just took my script out on stage. And I was like, welp, here we go. And I basically turn into a stage manager on stage who is just cutting scenes, cutting lines, killing characters, while also trying to play all of her characters simultaneously.
And maintain the semblance of the plot so that people can still understand what was going on.
Exactly.
Which I think we pulled off remarkably well.
Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
It just became kind of more and more frantic, and people were really getting into it because it's a Game of Thrones show. Lots of people die at the end.
Exactly.
It's true.
Spoilers.
And so when things like that started to happen, we had some people, I don't remember who it was, say that it basically like turned into like a British style farce, like just death, blah, 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 snowballing all over the place.
It was
and we got through the last song.
My favorite part is here's the thing, guys. Rissy and Amanda had taken the time to craft a beautiful fight scene between the mountain and the hound.
Clegane Bowl, bitches.
Clegane Bowl, indeed. Get hype, motherfuckers. So, but it's at the very end, and we
Ain't nobody got time for a long choreographed fight scene.
They started into their fight, and I believe what I screamed at them while literally shoving Rissy was, no fighting, just
dying.
So we did.
We just died, and then you did at least allow me to get in the awesome line that I love so much about what the Hound's last requests are. So thank you for that.
You are so welcome. I'm sorry.
No, it was wonderful. No fighting, only dying.
Yes.
Because the thing is that by you, like, I had no idea how little time we had until that guy appeared in the doorway and flashed 5 minutes, and I'm like,
well, that's you're never off stage.
It's true.
There was a point when Blythe and I were both backstage reeling, like, we've got to move this along. There's no way to communicate that to you without being like, hey, we're, which we have to do at some point. Right. Yeah. It's just like, hey, we need to speed this up because there's just no way to.
So I think the tension between Amanda and I wanting to play out the scenes and you having to move things along actually did set up effectively like a play within the play.
Yeah. Well, it certainly was that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when we realized that we were running out of time at one point, because there's one new song in the show, and it's mine, and I'd gone over to Sean, who was running the board, and I'm like, we're running out of time, like, we've got to cut the song. It's like, that will give us a few minutes, and he just looks at me and he goes, no. I'm like, but he's like, no, I'm not doing that, you're doing it. I'm like, okay. And then after
I never heard this. This is amazing.
Yes. No, I was like, we're going to cut it, and he's like, no, you're not. I'm like, all right, I guess we're not. And then afterwards, it was like, okay, I'm glad we didn't, because
people were just like, oh my god, that was amazing, that was so good, that's the best, like, and so I'm like,
his thought was, it's the best song in the show, it's the most well-known song in the show, he's familiar with the show, so he knows, and he was like, no way, like, it was the right choice to not cut it. So So
and afterwards I realized that, but in the time it's just like, but this would give us like 3 or 4 minutes of,
because it's also the only full length parody. All of the other songs in the show have been trimmed at least a little bit, and some of them considerably to fit them in.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was actually like a full like 3 minute song.
It was crazy, but here's the other thing. When we did get to the end, luckily we knew that we were going to be tight on time. So I had already warned the audience at the beginning of the show. Like, I think my words were, I don't want to rush you guys out of here, but we're going to rush you guys out of here.
Right. Yeah.
So they knew going into it, as soon as we're done, get out those doors. If you want to hang out and get pictures or whatever, we'll see you out there. But so immediately, so we got to the end of the song. I looked at Rissy. I was like, I think we should sing. Because I was like, I think we've hit all the major plot points. I was like, should we sing? And she was like, sure. And so Sean just hit the play button and we sang the last song. So the minute we were done, the audience was amazing. They got up, they got out, just like they'd been instructed to do, except for a handful of our patrons and really like our biggest fans who all knew we have a lot to do. And Amanda and I picked up the backdrop and we're moving it out. And we just had people coming up to us saying, do you need help? Do you need help? And it was just like, and we're like, you grab that. You put those in there. You ask Sean if he needs help. You go here, go here, go here. And if I hadn't had those people, I would have been fucked. So we got the backdrop moved out. Everybody else got props and things picked up and moved out. Sean and a few other people got things disassembled a little bit for the sound. Yep. And taken out. And I immediately went to the guy who was running the room, apologizing profusely. I was like, I'm so sorry. I was cutting lines. I was cutting scenes. It was really rough. I really apologize, just because I know what it's like to be in that situation where you have one group trying to get in and another group is taking too long. Mm-hmm. And he looks at his watch and he goes, it's 8:01. You guys are out. you're fine. And
yeah, he was like, I've never seen someone tear down that fast.
Yeah, he literally said those words. And I was like, yes. So if you helped us with that, Jesus Christ, thank you. Or if you just got the fuck out of the room during that, Jesus Christ, thank you.
Well, yeah, so Blythe and I had carried the backdrop out. We went back in and everything was done. Like all the props were gone. Bag. Like it was crazy. We had to like redo some stuff, but just like that's all we wanted is to be able to get all of the stuff out, and we did, and it was just like, oh shit, that's it. We can actually exit the room immediately. So thank you guys.
Yeah. Oh, I like someone is pointing out that I want to be in the womb where it happens was a bit trimmed. Yes, that's true.
A bit trimmed.
A bit trimmed, yeah. Well, in the full-length version of this show, there actually are 2 lines of that song, but you guys will just have to fucking wait till next year to hear it.
Yeah.
If given the chance, I totally would do that as a full-length number, though. But
quite certainly would.
Yeah.
Nope.
Anyway,
God, yeah, it was so great, and we had so many people like I saw like people in the shows like pumping their fists like during the songs, and like, oh God, we had like there was a group of 3 dudes, and I had never met any of these guys before, so I think it was their first time at one of our shows. Came up to us, and 2 of them were like with their friend who had been the one like, yeah, like was like, I don't think I've ever seen him so happy, and I'm like, take that, birth of your children. Yeah, like
it was amazing. Honestly, people who'd seen the show before said that being so rushed, like the way we handled it, was hilarious. People who had never seen the show before thought it was scripted again.
Yeah. We script ourselves some farts and some ludicrous time history.
Some just frantic endings to our shows.
It was totally crazy. Now, I mean, to be fair, we have done like plays within plays that were scripted in our own shows before.
Why do we die like we're running out of time?
Oh no. So anyway, it's not out of the realm of possibility for us. But nope, for sure. I mean, most of you listening to this have probably seen it both ways and know that it was not scripted that way. Anyway, but it was really flattering that people liked it despite the fact that we were just, oh my God, we were rushing.
Yeah.
So hard.
No fighting, only dying.
Oh man, I can't wait to see these videos. I'm really excited to see what we'll be able to pull from the videos that were taken. So I'm actually going to be working on that. Actually, I'm trying to be getting someone else to work on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give somebody a call tonight. And I was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? Because I'm going to call you after my podcast.
Is this God?
Sort of. He did create me.
Oh, wow.
So that was Hamilthrones. It was fucking amazing.
It was so great.
I don't know that we've ever had a show as good as that.
Also, just how much appreciation the audience was giving us through their laughter by like getting all the jokes that I wrote in there. That it's not like people last year didn't get the jokes, but this time it was just
we're just so responsive to everything,
and just getting all and like every reference, like everything that I put in there, people were just fucking loving it, and it was wonderful. So yeah,
luckily,
it was great.
After that, we got to breathe a little sigh of relief. We went and had dinner.
We did,
and then we got to go have ourselves a little dance party.
Yeah, we did.
Dance party.
It was the Kitten Slay Dragons show.
It was great.
It was really good.
So Sarah and Michael asked us to take tickets for them, which we gladly did. And Amanda and I even turned it into a game.
Much to the the people that were bringing their tickets in found it very awkward. We found it hilarious.
It wasn't for them. It's fine.
It wasn't for them.
We also were #helping Sarah Donner by coming up with taglines for her shows.
Yep.
Someone came in, several people who came in had seen our shows.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, and you guys are those other people. We're like, yes, we are.
And one guy came in and he was like, oh, I just saw your Hamilthrones show. It was so good. And I was like, thank you. We really appreciate that. And I was like, this show will be a lot more wholesome. There's hardly any rape or incest in this one. And we decided that would be a really great tagline.
Hardly any rape or incest.
Hidden Slay Dragons Dance Party. Hardly any rape or incest.
Now with less rape and incest.
So I sent it to Sarah in a text message. I never explained it.
Nope. When she was like standing a few feet away from us, and she just kind of laughed and shook her head.
But yes, we were making people choose which one of us to give their tickets to, which
based on who they liked better.
Oh God.
Sometimes they didn't know who we were.
No, but I liked that there was one guy that you were like, you can give the ticket to either of us. Give it to the one you like best. And he had already started to hand it to me, and he was like, oh God, don't make me choose. Like, he was just like, but that means I don't. Yes, he did panic a little bit. I think he wanted to just drop the ticket on the ground and let us fight over it or something. He was like,
that would have been amazing.
If I rip it in half and give you both a half, does that? It was pretty cute,
baby.
Though.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, and then the actual concert started, and we were all exhausted, and we promised ourselves, like, oh, I'm too tired. I'm not gonna dance at the Kitten Slay Dragon show. We're just gonna sit in the back and we're gonna enjoy it. I don't know how many songs it took. Probably not that many.
I think it was like 2.
After about 2, we were dancing in the back of the room, kind of like half dancing in the back of the room and in the aisles. And then it was just kind of like, fuck it, we're going to go to the front. Yeah. And then we decided to go to the front, and we stayed there for the rest of the goddamn show.
Yep.
Pretty much. Yep.
Oh, here was another highlight that happened at the Patron party. We helped Sarah Donner prepare for her Kitten Slay Dragon
yes, we did.
show. Do you guys want to talk about that? It was mostly you.
Yes, she was saying that she was doing a cover, a Kesha cover.
Oh, yeah.
she had to learn how to say suck my dick and slut. And so we had her like, come on, say it with us. Suck my dick, slut.
Suck my dick, slut.
And she was so cute because she's so cute. But yeah, so before she did the cover on stage, she was like, and a special thank you to the Damsels for helping me prepare for this song. And we're like, oh, this is the Suck My Dick Slut song. Yeah.
Suck my dick, slut.
Suck my dick, slut.
My dick, slut.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was amazing. Also, Sean got to run or help them like with their audio, so they didn't have to deal with it or worry about it so much, which was really nice because Michael had helped us with our audio, which was really nice. So we had this nice little trade-off with them all weekend that was really beautiful.
Yes.
And it made us happy.
Because we heart them so much.
We do heart them. So that was Saturday, and then after that, well, Rissy had made a promise.
Oh, shit. So yeah, I had promised on apparently one of the Drunk Pridecasts, I had told people about the fact that I can put my whole fist in my mouth. And when really drunk. And so I'd apparently promised that I was going to do it on Saturday at GenCon, because of course I had to get lit, in order to do it, which meant it can't happen on Thursday or Friday night because the next day we're going to have shows and shit. I can't be hungover. So Saturday night I was like, all right, here we go. Going to Scotty's. Well, the problem was that Scotty's, like, they suck now. That's kind of been our place to go to, and a lot of people's places actually, on Saturday night especially. But now they closed at like 1:30 in the morning, and apparently they didn't tell the wait staff that they were doing last call and closing both the kitchen and the bar. Also, their menu has totally changed. It turns out the original owner, the Scott in question of Scotty's, has sold it to some kind of Chinese equity firm, and that's why it sucks now. So I was able to get a couple of drinks. And
but not nearly enough in order to shove your fist in there.
Well, I mean, and then it was basically just like, yeah, well, and succeeded.
Well, but you tried, well, yes.
Yeah, like, so it was basically just afterwards we were walking along, and I had decided I was going to go to another bar with Matt and Maya, our friends, and Zach and Justin to go hang out with the people from Upper Deck who make the legendary card games, like the DC like deck builder. That game is Satan's own work, by the way. I mean, it's fun, but it's the devil. And so we were gonna go hang out with them, and I just also wanted to drink more. But it was like, okay, here we go, I'm doing this, and so I actually was able to create my fist in my mouth. And now there's photographic evidence that before there was a picture, but it was like a physical picture.
That's this is happening. She keeps saying, but nobody's ever seen it, so I don't believe it.
I it might exist somewhere. I don't know, but yeah. So there's now evidence that I can indeed fit my fist in my mouth. So yeah, and it came back. It was like riding a bike,
and we're all very proud.
That's a word that could be used to describe what we are. I'm not sure it's the word I would use, but it's a word that could be used.
Yes. Yeah, and I just remember being like, "Oh wow, it's really in there." I'm just like, "Hey, back in the throat with fingers, la 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 la." Like, so I was drunkish.
If you missed that, and you probably did, I will post it on Patreon. I posted a couple pictures. I'm actually fixing it right now. I've posted a couple pictures on Lens, which is you know how everybody started employing the Snapchat thing of like you post it and it's there for 24 hours? Like Facebook has it, like stories. Instagram started with stories and they just showed up for 24 hours and then disappeared. Now Facebook has stories. Well, Patreon now has a thing called Lens that is the same idea where it's 24 hours and then it's gone. So I posted a picture of my very bruised knees after the Game of Thrones show on there, and I think I posted the picture that I posted publicly today, but I posted it on Lens first. And now I'm about to post the fist in mouth picture. Listen, it's not the greatest picture, but
no. And there are a few others apparently, but yeah, I was just like, it goes in.
But now you have your proof, so I will get that up for you guys. I'm gonna get it up for you. And then, if you weren't there, you too can revel in the fist in mouth
goodness of Rissy.
Edness.
Oh, yes. Marion, I'm so glad to hear that you are reading the 5th season. That's right, because you asked for a book recommendation. What was great is, so I'm recommending the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin, and this random dude overhears me saying it, and he's like, yes, you should, and just stops. He was going somewhere, and he just stops by the booth to like reinforce that Marion should indeed read these books. It was kind of great. He was like, absolutely, they are so good. And outlined some reasons. I'm like, thank you, kind stranger. So yeah, the Saturday night. Oh man, although, is it okay to tell the story of what happened to me, like when I went to the other bar?
Why not?
Okay. Oh, just making sure. So
we weren't there, so it's.
I got hit on at the this other bar. It was called Whistle Stop, I think was the name of it. And we actually had to drive like 5 minutes, so it wasn't that far away, but I'd never been there. And so the Upper Deck dudes are there, and they are fucked up, and I'm like, I want to be that fucked up. And they all loved my Queef Chalupa shirt that I was wearing, and after I explained it, loved it even more. So there was one of their number who apparently is not actually a dude with Upper Deck. He's just like a groupie, like hanger-on.
He's a dingleberry.
Yeah, a Klingon, if you will, and who just immediately like comes up to me, and okay, I'm a nerdy girl, and I date nerdy guys, so I'm prepared for some awkwardness, right? You know, when you're a nerd and you love your own kind, you gotta just accept that that's part of the price of doing business in the field, as it were. I have never been so clumsily hit on in my entire fucking 37 years of life. This was the hottest garbage I've ever heard come out of a man's mouth with the goal of getting me to fuck him. So this guy like sidles up to me and he's like, hey, and like starts trying to do like the whisper in my ear thing. And he's chatting. He's like, oh yeah, I love your shirt. That's so great. Oh yeah, I should tell you, I have 128 IQ.
Did it just come out of nowhere? It was like apropos of nothing?
Apropos, we weren't talking about like Jean Piaget or standardized testing or anything along those lines. And then he follows it up with, yeah, I also have a very, very rare personality type. It's in fact one of the rarest in the world, like maybe 2 to 3% of the world's population. I'm an INFJ, and by that point, I had had some more booze, so my brain is going, this guy is so dumb. And, like, but I didn't want to be an asshole since I'm, like, you know, coming into this group of dudes.
She did.
And, yeah, I mean, normally I would have just said, BT Dubs, Myers-Briggs is astrology for nerds. And also, why would I want somebody with the letter F in their Myers-Briggs? I have an INTJ at home. What? Like, gross. I've never dated anybody with an F in their Myers-Briggs. Ew. Ew. That's not my sign. But yeah, that was his attempt to hit on me, was his IQ of 128. I'm like, bitch! And his Myers-Briggs type. And then he was very persistent. I will give him this much. Then he proceeds to say, I need you to solve a problem for me. And I'm like, okay, he's probably going to be like, the problem is my dick. It's too hard. You have to help me with this. Unfortunately, it was nothing so smooth.
No, it's too soft. He needs your help with it.
Right. Well, so he's like, I see you were talking about how beautiful your female friend's breasts were. What's the attraction? And I'm just like, what's happening? And he's like, well, my soon-to-be ex-wives are much better. And he reveals, so he's in the process of a messy divorce, but he and his wife just had a baby 6 months ago. And that hers are like Fs and like, and I'm like, sir, first of all, are you negging my female friend through me? This is not how that works, bro, my dude. And I just explained that hers were fucking gorgeous, and also that if he thinks his nursing wife's titties are gonna stay like that forever, he has got some unpleasant surprises coming his way. No offense to the, you know, nursing wife, but they tend to like start sagging and shit after all that. So yeah.
They don't necessarily tend to sag, but they will go back to the size they were before, most likely.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm not gonna say that. However, that's not a permanent thing. But yeah, it was just like, this is like, it's like he had taken a bunch of pickup artistry books and shit, and then gone, like, put them through the Bizarro filter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then just
I'm pretty sure they probably tell you, don't
words. And then,
yeah, like, don't hit on a woman by trying to impress her with your literal IQ.
That's not even that impressive.
Hi.
Show a girl that you're smart. Look at my test results. See?
Yeah, exactly.
See?
Yeah.
It says he is good at stuff. See? Okay.
Yeah. It was yeah, it was I mean, again, I've been on the receiving end of just some terrible fucking pickup attempts, but this one put them all to shame. And I'm like, shouldn't this have been happening to me when I was like 23? What the fuck is going on here? I also have no idea how old this guy was. I didn't even know his name. I think he told it to me, but I immediately forgot it because I was A, drunk, and B, did not care.
That was the smartest thing you did all night, probably.
Yeah, and I hope that he's like 22 or something, right? That there's some salvaging of a life, because if we are at all comparable in terms of age, then I mean, I hope he doesn't kill himself for the sake of his child, but that's good God.
Oh, gosh. Well,
yeah,
I'm
so,
glad
so that was a fun ending.
I feel like we had significantly less awkward moments this year. So I am glad that you went to that bar and experienced that. Probably because we just don't have as much social time as we used to. So these things happened a little bit more often. But yeah, it makes me a little sad because we used to have such delightful, awkward nerd stories to tell afterwards.
Right. Well, like at Allcon that one year where those two dudes were hitting on us while we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and I literally heard one of them say to the other, "Let the competition begin."
I have no recollection of that.
We were all pretty fucking drunk.
That sounds right.
At that point, I was like, all right. Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to give you both the biggest case of blue balls you've ever experienced in your lives, and I'm definitely not going to fuck either of you. I'm definitely going to hint that I might be persuaded, though, and then be like, bye!
Oh, God.
Yeah, guys, don't do that, dudes. If you actually want to put your dick in someone, don't announce to the world that you and your friend are fighting over who gets to fuck who. Don't.
It's not hot.
No, so not hot. And the thing is that they weren't terrible guys aside from that. Like, they're, they had some game. They had interesting things to talk about and whatnot. They didn't tell me their IQ or Myers-Briggs personality type. But just that one thing, I'm like, do you not know women can hear things that you say?
Apparently not.
So yeah, that was fun. That was good times. Good awkward times.
It sure sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sunday was pretty uneventful. We just went to the con and then went home. Well, two of us went. Yeah, we just packed our shit up. That's where we spent most of our time on Sunday, was packing.
Mm-hmm. So we had a lot of shit.
Yes, there was quite.
We need some better bags. We need to put our
that
props
is definitely on the list. Is easier to move.
We went in
luggage.
We did costumes though. We did cute little Harry Potter, our actual Harry Potter.
We did.
Houses.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we don't normally costume up on a Sunday. But it was
these were like really easy costumes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Super cute though.
So we had a lot of really cute costumes that we have not had in the past. That is also thanks to Amanda, by the way.
Yeah.
We kind of brainstorm things and come up with ideas, but she is definitely the one to put those ideas into actual existence by like searching Amazon and finding things that will actually work for the ideas that we come up with. So definitely like check out the photos and things. They're really cute. Those outfits were so cute, and we're all different houses, so it was perfect. Somebody walked up to me at one point and was like, well, why do you have to be the Hufflepuff? And I was like, fuck you, but it's okay. I still love you.
What do you mean have to?
What a Hufflepuff thing to say.
So yeah, that was really fun. I really liked those outfits. They were very cute.
They were.
Also, total proof of your Hufflepuffness. Like, Hufflepuff as I want to be. Blythe Renee story.
Zach pointed out on my Instagram the other day how I give him spiritual whiplash because with my lawful good and Hufflepuffness, but then I get on stage and act out horrible acts.
Yeah, you do.
And I said, yes, but if you notice, I'm the one who starts off every show literally begging anyone who's offended by anything to go ahead and leave, and we'll give you your money back, and we're not here to offend anyone. We just want people who are on board with our brand of gross humor. And like just begging people to not allow us to offend them. So I was like, yes, however, still fit in that category. So anyway, but yes, I thought that was amusing and a good point.
Yeah. And then we went home.
And then we all went home and were sad.
And died.
And tired. And sick.
Yeah. I'm supposed to go to the VO booth at work on Friday, and I did not realize how tired my voice was still until we started this podcast, and I was like, oh no. So I better just stop talking after this and drink all of the tea.
Yes.
Yeah. Been hitting up that tea myself.
So that's fun.
There's some hilarious shit happening in the chat, by the way. Jason said, if I were trying to pick up Rissy in a bar, I'd walk up and say, glub, glub, I moved through space-time, glub, glub. And I'd be like, take me now, in a manly fashion.
We actually have a list of thank yous that we should get to.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. Let's thank some motherfuckers.
We have a lot of people that did great and wonderful things for us. I almost said to us, but I meant to say for us.
Oh, yeah.
Either. All of it. Honestly, like, it was an amazing Gen Con, and we literally couldn't do it without the people who support us. So, Amanda, you wanna get to that list there?
Yeah. One of the first people that I think we want to thank is Sean Redman, who not only ran all the sound and stage management for us, but was just sort of a general go-to helper person, like helping us carry our shit and moving shit and setting shit up and running all the things and putting up with our bullshit in general.
Indeed.
Yes, so a big thank you to him. We also want to thank should we take
we can just cycle it through.
Alternate.
We definitely want to thank Josh Griffiths for photos, and both Josh Griffiths and Sean Palmer for video. We mentioned this briefly, but I do want to touch on this while we're talking about thanking people. We've wanted to do videos for a very long time, and some people have recorded some of our shows, and we've never been able to make it work, unfortunately, not because of what they did, but just because I haven't had time or the ability. But this year, Sean contacted us, and this is Sean Palmer, not my husband, Sean, just to be very clear. Sean contacted us and said, hey, Josh just got a new camera, so he has his old camera not doing anything, and he has this 360-degree camera, and if you want, we can come in and set everything up, and you don't have to do literally anything. If you can record the audio off of your board, that would be great. But other than that, you let us do it, and we'll just get you the footage when we were done. And I was like, holy shit, because
yes, please.
Yeah, we always just have so much shit to do that it's just, I don't have the time to do it, and I don't have anyone else to do it for me. So it's just been like, I don't know how to make this happen at this point in time. So to have them offer that and then take care of that, and literally they didn't even a single time bug one of us about it, which, I mean, listen, if they'd had questions, it would have been fine. But like, to not have a million questions about a thing and to just have them handle it and be like, okay, here you go, was a fucking dream come true. So thank you. All right. Sorry, that was long-winded.
It's all right. Major props to Jennifer Spurgeon for her last-minute photo shoot with us, which, oh, God, yeah, like getting some of them pictures so we can do cute quotes again is very important. And she was just this is the second year we've done some stuff with her, and she's just so good at like getting us to kind of loosen up and like look good at the screen.
Up my buttons, babe. Yeah.
So thank you, Jennifer. She is very, very awesome and so cute.
We also want to thank Travis and Wendy Mays, John Maring, Aaron Felson, and Charlie. We don't know what her last name is, but they all helped with line management, which they just took on themselves. They made the signs for it. They are there before us running things. Are amazing. They also helped a lot with general setup. We use Aaron a lot as the, hey, can you run and do this? Can you do this? He's young. He's got energy for that. So.
he also has cameoed now twice as the furiously masturbating ghost of Robert Jordan. So thank you.
Yes, he has.
Yes. He faps so good, you guys.
He does fap so good.
It's almost like he's a teenage boy.
Come on, baby.
It is almost like that.
So good.
Next on the list, we have a big thank you to Matt Hanrahan and Maya. Is it Fine?
She's so fine.
Who they help us out a lot at the booth, and also making sure that we stay fed. And they've done that for several years running now.
They're real good at that.
They are fucking amazing, and we would probably literally waste away and die without them. So
Maya has also, like, she's an amazing saleswoman. Like, apparently, like, there were a bunch of people who came to the booth while we were out roving, and they were occupying it, and she just did like a bang up job of explaining our shows to people who later showed up. So yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing. Plus her tits are great too, despite what that motherfucker at the bar said.
I know. I'm like, dude, do you not have eyes in your fucking head? Also, anyway. I don't want to be breastfed by her, so I don't, you know.
Are you sure? Have you ever thought about it? Have you tried it?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to try it.
For her, yeah. I mean, sure. Yeah. I'd like to personally give a big thank you to John Kozlowski for helping us with our booth.
Yeah, why don't you thank him in private, bitch?
I was going to do that.
Okay.
Also for putting up with my ludicrous fucking bullshit nonstop.
Yes, actually, thank you so much for that.
He does a great job of Rissy whispering.
Yes. We want to thank Richard Hirsch for he, once again this year, let us use a lot of his sound equipment.
Oh my God, so much sound equipment he loans us.
Which is amazing. He also hosted our party this year, so thank you for letting us come and crash your hotel room. And
God, yes, and he's the reason we had that amazing food and alcohol spread.
So good.
Ugh, God, I don't know what we did before Rich, honestly. It's crazy. Of course, we mentioned this previously, but we do want to say thank you to John Haight for his transportation services. Also, just his general knowledge of the convention, since we'd never been there the day before. Yeah. We never would have known there was a place to go to unload and not have to drag all of our stuff.
Which is what we were planning on doing.
Yeah, exactly. So
it was like, oh no, I can get you right up to, it's like, oh, I'm glad you know what you're doing because we sure shit don't. But
and why would we? So
yes.
So big ups to Sarah Donner and Mikey Mason for providing amazing music, not just at GenCon in general, but also at our Patron party. It was
Hell yeah.
So great. So great. And for booping my snoot.
Both of them?
No, just Sarah. I should have been more clear about that.
I'm now picturing them both doing it at the same time.
Maybe next year, can Eiffel Tower snoot boop.
I don't want to even picture that.
But you are.
Yep.
No,
too late in your brain. It's laid eggs. They hatched. Hatch. Brainworms.
Okay, Amanda. Also, Michael McLean for his sound help for our show, because we really appreciate that. We like it when there are people who know what they're doing that can help us with the things. Because we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's plenty of people we're forgetting because GenCon is a fucking nightmare blur, a delightful nightmare blur.
Because, baby, it's a nightmare dressed like a daydream.
Indeed. If you helped us in any way with our shows, whether you were an audience member or if you helped us strike after Hamilthrones or set up things, or I don't know what you did. We fucking appreciate it, though. Like,
we really do, and we will happily send you some pictures of me putting my fist in my mouth. If that's what you're into.
All the patrons can go see that right now on Patreon, but only for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Or we're sorry. Either one.
No, we're definitely sorry.
Yeah.
It was just like being in my 20s again. What's really funny is that Blythe's like, okay, Rissy, you realize you don't actually have to do this. She was so like concerned. And...
I think that was Amanda.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I thought it was both of you.
Why are you so shocked that I would show concern? Sometimes I'm nice.
It's true. You are very nice. I just had it in my mind that it was Blythe, and I don't know. Oh, shit.
No, because I was like, you know that you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Like, none of us are actually going to make you do this. Don't feel obligated. Like,
and little does she know, I was absolutely going to make you do it.
No, it was great. It really, I'm like, I can still got it.
What is it exactly?
The ability to put my fist in my mouth.
That's not a thing.
It is.
Okay.
I mean, can you do it?
Well, then you still got... I've never tried, and I never will.
Exactly. Same for me. Like, no. I don't... That's not a thing I need to know if I can do.
Gross. Okay. Well, that's that as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. So I think that is going to be it for this GenCon Part 2 episode of the Dork Pridecast.
Electric Boogaloo.
Indeed. Once again, a big thank you to Sarah Donner for allowing us to use music off of her album Black Hole Heart.
You can find us on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all the usual places. Also, if you have a few minutes, please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast on iTunes or on whatever podcast platform you use. It's a huge help to us that costs you exactly $0. This many. Zero.
If, however, you do want to contribute in the form of dollars, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington, where you can get access to rewards that are only available there, such as an amazing picture of me putting my whole fist in my mouth and other forms of bonus content, and being on the list of super awesome patrons that we thank at the end of the podcast, like these people.
Rissy, I think that you should go through the list of special thank yous and indicate how it would sound if you farted in their face.
Okay, I'm game for this. All right, so for Travis and Wendy Mays, it would be a couple's fart. So it would be like with a little at the end to polish it off. Aaron Felson, it would be like yes, that was the opening.
Jingle bells?
No, that's Smoke on the Water.
Oh, it sounded like Jingle Bells to me.
To me too.
For Aaron Felson, because he's so special. For John Maring, because he's just such a helpful guy, I would give him a kind of fart, because that's a helpful fart. Mm-hmm. For Josh Donovan, I would give him a fart that tries to speak to, I think, what his soul is like if it were to be farted out, and it'd be like. Then, for April Barker, I'd want to give her like just such a special like girl fart. Because I do love our female supporters, and so if it's a girl fart, right, it's supposed to be like delicate, but it's actually awful. Because actually, I think there is some scientific evidence that women farts are way worse than men farts in terms of stench. So it'd be like,
it's so cute.
But then the smell would murder everyone in a 3-mile radius. Greg Milligan is so upbeat and cheerful, and he's always making me smile. So my fart would be like, that's my upbeat, smiley fart. Josh and Jessica Rowell are another couple. So it would be like, so 4 farts for them, because they're just so awesome. It's like great times 2. For Marion Polanquan, it would be kind of a French fart. So, like,
was that a ha ha ha?
Yeah. Yes, that's God, what is that guy's name? Maurice Chevalier. Yeah, it's the Maurice Chevalier of farts. Also, the French bequeathed us Le Petomaine, the farting gentleman who was a dude who made his living farting artistically. And then, last but not least, for John Latch, this is what comes out of a troll's tunnel, since you like tunnels and trolls.
did you hit Justin Mansfield or no?
Oh, shit, I'm so sorry. Justin Manfield, here's an isopod fart. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity.
We would also like to thank Rusty Hill, Jeremy Elbows Hannah, who we finally met this weekend.
And we know about the elbow now.
We know what elbows means now. But it should be singular, sir. Okay, Brandon, Katie, and Thomas David, Jenny and Ryan, Whedon Benner, Zachary Drake, Jay Teller, Carlos Becerra. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the isopod fart. Carlos Becerra, Eric Ruggles, Stephen Kendall, Joe Louie, and of course, Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream Social.
Whew. So thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been episode 95 of the Dork Pridecast. We will see you all next time.
Deuces!
Jetpack bitches, we're out, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, because we did 2 back to... Okay, bye. Oh, no. Okay. Yep.